This episode of The Crucible is being brought to you in partnership with the Old City Day School. With their child-centered approach to learning, they are guided by the principle that quality early learning programs are the foundation for children's success. The Old City Day School, where an investment in the early education of a child is an investment in the future.
So this episode of The Crucible is a really special one for me on so many levels. First thing I'm gonna say is I've known this young man since he was a young man. And I mean, his journey has been nothing short of phenomenal to watch. I'm a huge fan. I'm gonna show you how much of a fan I am of him. My entire outfit is based on, you don't even realize that, brother, but I've got on these gray Jordans that got this black and orange swoosh on it, because this gentleman grew up in Chester High, at Chester. Chester High's colors are black and orange. Yeah. If I pull up the leg, you're gonna see on the sock, they don't match. But this is you. They don't match. I got the Eagles on the sock, and then I personally like to think of myself as a little bit of Biggie, a little bit of Barack. Yeah. I feel like you're cut from the same cloth. So, all that said, today's Crucible is with Ronell Williams, my guy. Yo, I really appreciate you being here.
Appreciate you having me,
no doubt. And I'm gonna take a second. I'm gonna read the bio in case people don't know. So, Ronell, as I mentioned, is from Chester. He is a native of Chester, Pennsylvania. Has built a commendable career in football, transitioning seamlessly from a standout player to a dedicated coach. Williams graduated from Chester High in 2010 before making a significant impact at Westchester University as a linebacker. There he led the team in tackles for 3 consecutive seasons and became the first sophomore, that's like your second year in, the first sophomore and only the 3rd defensive player in school history to earn first team All-America honors from the American Football Coaches Association in 2012. After earning a bachelor's degree in exercise sciences in 2014, Williams ventured into coaching. He began as a volunteer linebackers coach at Widener University, 2016, working under former Eagles linebackers coach Bill Shuey. Bill Shuey, who had also coached him at Westchester. During this period, Williams balanced multiple roles, including positions at the human services nonprofit Elwyn and as a general manager of a local car wash, all while pursuing his passion for coaching. Williams' coaching journey progressed as he served as a graduate assistant defensive analyst at Temple University from 2017 to 2018. He then joined the Chicago Bears as a defensive quality control coach from 2019 to 2022, contributing to a defense that led the NFL in sacks per pass attempt in 2021 and ranked 3rd in passing defense. That was Khalil Mack was on that team. Yeah. In 2023, Williams returned to his home state, joining the Philadelphia Eagles, go Birds. Initially working with the team's nickel cornerbacks, he was promoted to assistant linebacker and defensive quality control coach in 2024. His journey from a volunteer coach to an NFL coach, coaching staff member underscores his dedication and passion for the game. Williams' story exemplifies resilience and commitment, reflecting his deep ties to Pennsylvania and his unwavering dedication to football. This is Ronell Williams, and this is The Crucible. Welcome, brother.
That was special.
Yeah, man. No, I just needed you to understand, bro. Like, we are beyond proud of you, man. Like, it has been a fun thing to watch, a fun thing to cheer on. And when you said you could do this show, I was more than ecstatic, brother.
Yeah. So, man, look, at first, I'll say this, right? Like, I mean, I never even said this to y'all, but like you said, you met me when I was a pup, like for real, right? Yeah. But I saw love from a different perspective, right? So in my household, love was an element of survival, right? Like, parents was just we was just trying to make it.
Trying to get there, yeah.
Right? But I saw a young love, it was happy, it was vibrant, it was always together. So for that, to you and your wife.
Oh, man.
Because, and I say this from a real place, like how much I appreciate it, because it was something that I did not see.
Yeah.
Right? And when I met my wife, she moved with me to Chicago in 2019. In May, I proposed to her in October of 2019. Right? But it was like, be young and have love. And
100%.
I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
Like I saw it. So I
Oh,
appreciate
man.
that for real. I really do. And I ain't never forgot what it looked like.
Yo,
you
that's-
know. And I just
Yeah.
didn't have many examples, but I remember.
Yeah.
So
That's
thank you
crazy.
for being an honorable man
Oh.
and doing the right thing early.
Oh no, man, that's big, bro. We didn't know that. You never know who's watching, right? But somebody is.
For real.
So yeah, that we
For real.
appreciate that, man. So those of you who don't know, me and my wife, my wife is my college sweetheart. We went to the same church. We all went to church together, and Ronell was running around. He had a football back then. He was just small.
real.
But I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's big. Sometimes you know the phrase, you want to give people their flowers while they're here. So
Yeah.
we receive that energy and we send it back out into the world. This show, man, the reason I go through the reading the bio, and if did I say that this man was a Super Bowl champion? Did I say that? I don't know if I said that, but I want you all to understand that, because when I'm reading his bio, here's the thing, you cannot see yourself the way the world sees you.
Right.
It's impossible. You see your flaws. The world sees everything else. But the reason I read that, and the reason I make sure that people understand that, is because as you start to have success, you find yourself on a pedestal you never intended to be on.
Right.
Other people put you there. Oh, this person is beyond this person. And you're like, I'm not perfect. I'm a human being. And so we created this platform for you and other folks who are successful in their fields to be able to grab a little bit of their humanity back by sharing a crucible moment.
Yeah.
And so I want to give you some space, man, to talk about a crucible moment, multiple crucible moments, but let's just, let's chop it up, and I'd love for you to share with folks a moment that has impacted you, in a very strong way.
Yeah, and I was thinking, I'm not lying, like to the moment when I was back there sitting with one of the other guests, like which would I truly speak on?
Mm-hmm.
Like which had that vast impact on the continuation of life.
Mm-hmm.
The catalyst, right? I'd say this one was early in college. Once you get into your program, right, my undergrad, we read, right? And I did exercise science. So I studied pre-OT, occupational therapy, for my undergrad, right? I love the inner workings of the body, like learning all the cycles, how everything connects. I was always fascinated with it. Cool. So I get into the program, and I'm reading. And the word was about this long, right? And the word was sternocleidomastoid. Right, which is it's the bone the muscle that connects from your sternum to your clavicle and to your mastoid, right? So that muscle in your neck that usually protrudes, right, like when you turn, like that's what the word was. But when I saw it for the first time, I just saw a long word, so I stumbled. First I paused, hoping a classmate would help.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'm here now. So I gave it a shot. And this was probably the most embarrassed I've ever been in my life. When I tried it, I don't even remember what I attempted to say or what I actually said, but my professor said, and I can still hear his voice. He said, Mr. Williams, I don't even know what you just tried to say. And I could still hear the class laughing. It was almost like I was on the TV show.
Yeah.
I started sweating, and I got upset. And I did not know how to handle that moment.
Oh, yeah.
Right? But that was the catalyst to handle all my other crucible moments.
Oh, wow.
Because I've never felt so small in my life.
Yeah.
I even got the chills just thinking about it. But I had a choice. I was still early enough to find a different major, or I can keep going forward with these same classmates for the rest of my college career, which would be 3 more years at this point, and have them remember, which they will only remember me as the classmate that couldn't pronounce sternocleidomastoid. So that was embarrassing.
Yeah.
Right, like that was like I felt probably about this big. So I say that's the catalyst, because the big one, the notable one was I played football, and I was decent. I was okay, right? Like, was I Ray Lewis? No, but I was solid, and at Westchester Division II school. I had all 32 teams come out and see me. So that was a big deal, right?
Yeah.
Like 3-time All-American, all of that stuff. So everything was like, all right, we going to the league.
Yeah.
Like we said, this is what we want to do. We doing it. So my whole life, make decisions. Hey, we got to go. In the third game of my senior year, it was an outside zone play to the left. Tight end was offset to the right. He came and he cut me from the back, so I tore 3 ligaments in my knee, right? And it's that typical, oh, I messed my knee up, so I ain't make it to the league. So I never shared that story. But it was real, right? Cheap shot, tore my retinaculum, posterior medial meniscus, my MCL. Third game of my senior year. And, it's like, what am I going to do? But I had that cat. I'd already been embarrassed. Yeah. I've never felt that bad in my life for anything than what, I won't say his name, but for how he made me feel, right?
Yeah.
And I had another decision to make because it was like, all right, so the surgical ligaments in your knee, your ACL, your PCL, and if you tear your patella tendon, like those get repaired, everything else your body can take care of, right? So bandage though mine was retinaculum, posterior medial meniscus, MCL, I was like, all right, I just got to give it time so I can redshirt the rest of this year, come back next year, but something you can resonate with. It was like, I couldn't sit out because they was like, this going to take about 3 months, for you to, get out the brace and then you'll start your rehab. And I was like, that might be what it took for somebody else, but like I can go. And it was about 3 days where I laid in bed and I don't remember. I don't recall. I'm not lying. My roommate was my best friend. Hodge, he'd be like, bro, you all right? He'd check on me every day before he left for class or practice or whatever it was. But I really don't remember those 3 days. And I guess that's where the decision was made. Like, all right, I'm going to go. Yeah. And I'm going to push myself, and we're going to figure this out. So they said 3 months. I rehabbed, and I was back running in 3 weeks. So they was like, it's probably not ideal that you run on this. But it was like, I got to finish.
Yeah.
Like, I started the season. I'm 3 games in. Now it's week 6, walking into week 7. And I'm like, I really couldn't fathom not finishing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, I said this is what I wanted to do. So I just felt like I had to finish. So I get back. And I ended up coming back week 7. I had a brace. I could barely bend my knee. And it was rough. Yeah. Because I knew I wasn't Ronell. And there was an element in me that I felt like was missing. Mike Tyson did an interview where he was crying and he was like, I miss him. Like, I just miss that man I used to be. But for different reasons, he was afraid of going back to who that was. But when I went back out on that field, it was like, I felt like I lost a little bit of me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that changed my life forever.
Oh, wow.
Right? Like that changed my life forever because I went on pursuit to find who Ronell was. Fearless. Yeah. That element. I became guarded where I was fearless and reckless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was unique. But my crucible moment for life. And I had to tell the backstory of those two to get to the phase of coaching, right? So I'm at Temple, and the reason I told you about my roommate that came and checked on me, he plays a big role in this. So I'm at Temple, and I go up, I interview, whatever, is very informal. And, I get a text the next day, and it's like, we filled this position. But thank you for coming up. So I'm cool. Going back to Widener, my hometown, we good, right? Like, no harm, no foul. I get a text from the DFO like, hey, a position opened up. Can you be here tomorrow at 8? So in my mind, they just hired me, right? And I still have no idea what everybody else is thinking. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to walk in here proud. So I walk up, and the new coaching staff is up front. I walk up, stand on the end of the line. And I was like, Ronell Williams, defensive GA. The head coach leaned over to the DFO and was like, who let him in and who hired him? And I heard him. And I was like, oh, here we go again. Like, how am I going to handle this? But I was like, I'm here. I've been embarrassed before.
Yeah.
Like this, like you can't break me at this point, you know? But it's just moment after moment. You start to feel incompetent because everything you do is wrong. And I've never had that experience because usually it's either schoolwork or football, all of which I'm in control of, like my effort and, you know, my outcome. So if I want to get an A, I better study, which, you know what I mean? But now I need to be like an excruciating in Microsoft and different things on a computer, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea how to do this job. It's just embarrassment after embarrassment. It's like, hey, at some point, these embarrassments gotta stop. You know, getting called out in front of everybody is just like, you know, how much can a man take?
Yeah. So in that moment, how did you? I mean, you felt that embarrassment. In that moment, how did you handle it?
I did like kind of the only thing I know, and it's just like they get cleats in the ground and lock in. So it was probably about as long as this area rug right here. My wife called it the tortilla chip, and I would sleep on the floor in the office, right? And when everybody would leave, I would get on the computer and try to figure out how to work these different systems, right? Visio, PowerPoint, you know, Excel, all these different things, and then learn how to break down the film. And like, I can't even worry about what I'm watching. I just need to know how to decode like the computer element of it, right? And dug my cleats in the ground and just those marginal increases, and I got better. But before I got better, I called my best friend and I said, bro, I can't do it. I was like, this ain't for me.
Yeah.
Like, and that's fine, right? Like, this career just, it's not for me. And he made a statement to me, and like, it's one of those things I could hear. He said, bro, they lucky to have you.
Dang.
And I was like, no, I'm lucky to have you as a friend, but they can't wait to get rid of me. They don't see, it's nothing that I do well for them to keep me. And he's like, bro, like, they lucky to have you.
Yeah.
And what I learned was, like, you know, we all got that superpower, whatever your superpower is. Like, I care about people.
Yeah.
So it's young men from wherever in America who didn't understand, and I was able to help.
Yeah.
So then I had value. But I had no idea, like, what was going on, because I'm telling you, I was done.
Yeah.
Like if my best friend would have confirmed, like, yeah, bro, like, you smart, like, you can do whatever you want. If he would have accepted and allowed me to accept moving on, I would have been done coaching.
Look, I think that speaks to the importance of people in your circle,
brother.
Right? Like, because sometimes when you reach out to friends and you're venting over something, most times you want them to just affirm your feelings, and sometimes they got to be like, relax. And then he hit you with something that changed your mindset
right away.
Right? He's like, nah, they lucky to have you, which is something we don't always understand, like our value. And it's really hard to understand it because you're, again, like I said, you look in the mirror, you see all your flaws. You think that's all they see. When in reality, like, you're connecting with all these young men that are on his team who, and you know, as being a young man anywhere out in the world, especially a young black man, like, we're always trying to find where is the connection?
Seriously.
And so not recognizing that was your value, you almost, quit on a thing, and so, having that friend in your life to really be like, take a moment, bro. Like, this is what it is. Yeah. So that's a blessing, man.
And it sounds like minuscule, right? Yeah. But the real thing is, like, it was a transition, like, phase of life for me. So at this time, I'm 23 years old, right? 23, 24. I just left college, and now I'm out in this big old world on my own. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So and that's where, like, the foundation was laid, right? Like, that's where I truly learned, like the importance of the people around you.
Yeah.
I truly learned like you're not gonna know it all right away. Like you have to learn something. I've done a few interviews after winning the Super Bowl, and the one thing I always mention is like, you want to interview me as a Super Bowl winning coach. It's like, but I'm the same coach that was a part of the Bears franchise that set the franchise record for most consecutive losses. You know, and it wasn't, my phone wasn't ringing at that point, you know, so it's like those lessons, like I had to be maybe not embarrassed. Maybe I didn't need to be embarrassed, but I had to learn, you know, like what I didn't know to grow in whatever capacity that was. But I think it was so imperative to my career, to me as a man, you know, like even as a father, like it's so much that I don't know. But because I know that there's a phase to, you know, new beginnings where you have to learn, I embrace it with open arms now.
I love that. We had a guest that said, he dropped the gem that you just made me realize. So I'm gonna gift this to you from him. He said something to the effect of the as an adult, the cost of growth is embarrassment. That's just the price of entry. And so every time you got embarrassed, right after that was a period of growth. When he said that, I was like, yo, he's right. That like, so, you know, and you were doing it and you didn't realize like that was just the cost of entry. So he graced us with that, man. I forgot, bless you with that one. But that's powerful, man. I will ask you if there was something you wanted, you know, some young folks are watching this or listening to it. Anyone who's tuning in to this particular program, this episode, if you wanted to tell them something that they should take from it in particular, what would you say to them?
The company you keep is imperative. And I mean, you just gifted me with it, but it has happened to me at every transition phase in life. Like the embarrassment is a part of the journey. You know, rather it's humiliation or like whatever it is, just like internal embarrassment, like I can't believe I don't know that. Whatever it is, like embrace it. And truly, if you give up, you don't deserve it. I in my whole heart I believe that. If you give up, because every phase of the way, I wanted to quit school when I was embarrassed and my whole class laughed at me. But if I would have gave up right there, I wasn't going back, and I know that.
That's crazy.
And now, you know, wherever I am with my education, if I would have gave up after I didn't make it to the NFL, which I prepared my whole life for, if I didn't learn how to endure whatever that was and move on, because everybody knew me as, you know, just Ronell, you know, play football. Like that's what it was, student athlete my whole life. Now the athletic part gone. If I would have gave up, like, because I wasn't who I always was, I wouldn't be, you know. And if I would have gave up when times got hard, when I first started coaching, or when I lost those 10 consecutive games, whatever it was, like I wouldn't be sitting here today as a Super Bowl champion, something that you can't take away from me, you know. So if you give up, like I don't want you to have it ever.
Oh, man, that's powerful, bro. Like we gonna end on that. That's big. I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate it, brother.
Yo, man, thanks for being here, man. That was, so as you heard it just now, if you give up, you don't deserve it. You're gonna go through these moments of embarrassment. You're gonna have these crucible moments. They'll come. A lot of times they happen right before a big period of growth and transition, and so you gotta embrace them. So with that said, thanks again for tuning in to another episode of The Crucible with Jeff Marshall. Keep us locked in. Until next time, be safe and be well.
Thanks so much for watching this episode of The Crucible with Jeff Marshall. If you would like to be a guest on the program, let's be in touch. And be sure to stay connected with us through your favorite platforms. The Crucible with Jeff Marshall is part of the A Live Podcast Network and can be found in audio-only format wherever you listen to your podcasts. Production of this project was created by Gifted Entertainment, a full-service creative video production company.